Hello everyone, this is Dan, and this is a tabletop review of the Taurus 24/7 Pro series of semi-automatic pistols, specifically the OSS variant of this class of pistols. Now, the reason I decided to encompass all of the Taurus 24/7s in this tabletop review is because they're all very similar. There are a few bells and whistles added to the OSS version, but all in all, they're very similar, operate similarly, and function just the same. Taurus has actually developed a updated version of this, the Generation 2 series, which I'll probably go over later, but right now we're just going to stick to this. So let's go ahead and get this cracked open. When you receive this, it comes in a nice Taurus hard case. Foam protection on the inside, molded to the shape of your particular pistol. Let's do a quick safety check here. Magazine is empty. Pardon the dirt in the magazine. I actually just came from the range, and I was actually just so excited to on its performance. I just wanted to go ahead and do a tabletop review right now. And we're actually going to open up the slide, and there is nothing in there. Physically inspect the chamber, and we are good. This is a safe weapon. Now, let's talk about Taurus for a little bit. This particular brand of weapon has been tarnished by bad reputation over the years. Shoddy craftsmanship and poor customer service has led people to shy away from the brand Taurus. But in recent years, they've really done a great job of rekindling their brand and added efforts in quality control and customer service. Speaking of that, you get a lifetime warranty with every Taurus pistol as well. So that's definitely a great feature. Uh, Taurus is really starting to come up. I probably wouldn't recommend this as your first pistol, but this is definitely something that's pretty cool and pretty fun to have in your inventory. Just a lot of fun to shoot. So when you receive this, typically they all will come with two magazines. This particular version is chambered in 9mm. This is an extended capacity magazine, holds 17 rounds. They have California compliant and Maryland compliant versions as well, which hold 10 rounds. You get a little bore cleaning brush, which is tailored to the particular caliber of pistol that you have. The 24/7 series comes in three flavors. You have your 9mm, as I have here, your 40 and 45s. Another feature of the Taurus is this little key that you get. This is part of the Taurus security system. This actually locks your weapon from anyone who's trying to use it without your authorization. You have to have this key if this is locked in order to function this firearm, which is a great safety feature if you have children at home or really uptight about security like I am and just want to make sure that your weapons that are not in use are actually secure and no one besides yourself could actually use them. So there are a couple of distinguishing features between the OSS version and the typical 24/7 Pro. Mainly, you have the ambidextrous safety here. So this is ideal for ambidextrous shooters or lefties like myself. And this is also just a great feature to practice offhand shooting as well if you're used to weapons with a safety. You also have an ambidextrous magazine release as well. You do have to punch out these little pins here in order to get inside the internal workings to flip that switch over, but it's really not that drastic of a procedure there. Pretty easy. Takedown is a breeze with this particular pistol. Not as easy as a Glock or maybe a SIG, but still very easy. Simply, you just have this little takedown switch here. You turn this around, pull that out, and it basically breaks down into its components here. I'll also do another review of how to properly clean this particular weapon and to field strip it, so stay tuned for that. You have your slide release right here. And that's pretty much it. Now this is a single double action pistol. So meaning that when it's When it's cocked, it's single action. When it's uncocked, it is decocked, pardon me, it is double action. And it also comes with a decocker. The safety is a decocker. So all you have to do is push this up and it will be decocked. This is a indicator showing that your gun is cocked. So just pop that, bam, and we're good. Also has a loaded chamber indicator right here, which has a tactile response, so you can just brush your finger across and actually feel it. And if you don't, you know you're good. Serrated slide here, so it gives you a very good grip. The slide is actually very easy to manipulate. So those of you with weak hands, once again, if you're looking for a pistol that's easy to manipulate, you got one right here, very easy. You can rack the slide quite simply. And another thing that I really like about this for novice pistol shooters, it has little relief indentations here to give you a proper seating for your fingers when you're shooting. So you know right here that your finger is off the trigger, and that just puts that muscle memory into your brain that I'm going to keep my finger off the trigger until I'm ready to pull it. Now this particular version is the long slide OSS version. This has a 5-inch barrel, and I like the 5-inch barrel because it gives this particular pistol very good accuracy, combined with a good set of sights. Not the greatest, but definitely a good set of sights. This is the Novak 3-dot sights. This also comes in a couple of varieties. Some of you may have heard of the straight 8 sights, where Taurus has been shipping with this, where you have your 1 dot on your front blade, but instead of the traditional 2-dot sights at the rear, you just have a little dot that you line up. In my opinion, I've used this, and it's actually a very quick way to acquire a target. It takes a little bit of practice, but it definitely is a very effective system. I just went ahead and went with what's tried and true, just because I'm a little set in my ways. But don't be discouraged by the straight 8. It definitely is a good sighting system there. And speaking of accuracy, I actually have a target right here. Now this was done at 25 yards with Remington 115 grain full metal jacket. It was a bulk box, and I was truly impressed by the accuracy that I received with this particular pistol. Now let me zoom in right quick just so you guys can see. And there we go. So from 25 yards, this was a total of 20 shots. I only put 21 shots. I only put 10 in one magazine and 11 in another, so I could have one in the chamber. And pretty much everything in the red. Quite a few in this little X region right here, in the 10 ring right here. Only 2 in the 9 ring. And from 25 yards, that is a pretty good sight for a brand that's really not known for its accuracy. I was truly impressed. And the weight, the balance, and the length of the barrel, I think, add to the accuracy of this weapon. One thing that detracts from the accuracy is that it is not a full length slide here. So the rails on the slide are not full length. They cut out at about right here, and once I do the takedown review, I'll show that to you guys in a little bit more detail. But that's the only thing I would really request that they improve on this particular pistol. Speaking of other things that they did improve with the G2 version, which is the updated version of the 24/7 series, they actually added a Glock style trigger safety where you actually have to fully depress the trigger in order to actually actuate the trigger. So that's a nifty little safety feature. And it also removes the takedown latch with a Glock style 2 pins on the side where you just pull down, and that becomes your takedown mechanism there. So Taurus is actively trying to update and upgrade their designs whenever possible. So that's a good thing. All in all, I have to say this is definitely a great value for the money. You can get a Taurus 24/7, the regular version, for around $300. Some places a little bit cheaper than that. Some places a little bit more expensive than that, but generally a good value. The Series 2 I think retails at about $400, so that's definitely another great value there for a more modern type semi-automatic pistol. You just can't go wrong. If you're value minded and want something that's going to give you a full lifetime guarantee, which is transferable, by the way, between owners, you can't go wrong with this. Also, there's another promotion that Taurus is doing. Anybody that is interested, any new Taurus firearm purchase, new in box, you will receive a free 1-year membership to the NRA. So if that's your particular thing, that is great. So definitely just fill out that paperwork and send it in. If you're not into the NRA, no harm, no foul. But it's just a nice little perk that they add to the purchase of this weapon. So all in all, I have to give this a very good rating. Not one of the best pistols out there, but for your money, this is definitely a very good pistol with remarkable accuracy for its particular class. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to drop me a line. I'm always available to answer your questions. And once again, this is Dan. Take it easy, guys.